All right, then there's a string concatenation. So let's say you have a string, Python is easy to learn, and you have another new string. Okay, new string is s plus is and is fun. So what's going to happen? What this plus is doing is going to take the old string, which is this right here. Okay, my s, and it's going to combine this plus in this case is going to combine with this right here. So when I run this, it's going to print Python is easy to learn, and then it's going to combine with this part and is fun right here. So this is called a string concatenation. Then maybe you want to check for a substring. So let's say Python is easy to learn and you want to check if the word th is present in s. You can do that too using in operator. Okay, so in this case, when I run this, it's going to print true because th is present in there. You can see th right there. Now, how about rain? Is rain present inside? Well, the answer is no because you don't see any rain. So this is going to return false. So when I print my b, in this case, it returns false over here. Let's explore some of the string methods. So let's say this is my string. Python is a cool language. Now look at this thing. My O is capital in this case. Okay. All right. So if I want to make everything lower, I can use s start lower. Let me comment everything out. Okay, if I want to make everything lower, I use s start lower. I run this, it's gonna print Python is a cool language. As you can see, everything has become lowercase. Even this O right there, it has turned into lower O case. Okay, what if I want to make everything uppercase? I can do that too. I can do s start upper. Now if I run this, it's gonna print Python is a cool language right here. Okay, everything has turned into uppercase. Well, maybe you want to replace, okay, maybe you want to replace your py with my, okay? So this py you want to replace with my, you can do that too using this inbuilt method called replace. And in this case, as you can see, your py has been replaced with my. Okay, maybe you want to find index for is. You know, there is a string called substring called is somewhere inside, and you want to find the index of that. So there is an inbuilt method called find that's going to return the index of that. In this case, the index is 7 right there. It's telling you. So the index for is 7. You can count as a matter of fact. So this is your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. Seventh index. Okay. Sorry, index number 7. So that's why it prints out 7 right here. Okay, then what if you want to count? Maybe you want to count how many O's are there. So this is my O. When I run this thing, it's going to print 2. It says there is only, oops, sorry, there's only 2 O's. And actually, it's going to count this O right there, Python, and that's part of the Python, and this small O because it's case sensitive. What if you want to count all the O's, including the capital ones? Well, one thing you can do is you can use a little chain. So what I'm doing, I'm taking my S, converting it to lowercase, and then I'm counting my O. Now when I run this, it's going to count my 3 O's, okay? Because it just took the whole string and it converted into lowercase, and then your O all became lowercase, then it counted as 3 over here. Okay, you can also find you can also remove some empty spaces. So a lot of time you come across this string where there are some empty spaces in the beginning and empty space at the end. As you can see, there is some over here. So there's something called L strip. L strip is going to remove this empty space from the left hand side. That's what your L stands for. So let me just comment these two lines out and run this. And there you go. So in this case, it actually removed the empty space from your left hand side, which is just right here. Okay, those empty spaces are gone. Okay, how about right one? Well, what if you want to remove your, oh, by the way, you can verify that too. You can actually type the length, you can just say len, right? You can calculate the length of this. That will give you, know, if the space has been removed or not. You can verify that. As you can see, it's saying 15. The actual length of this is 17. I counted. You can count too. And since I removed the empty space from the left, these ones, so now you got 15 characters over here. Okay, what if you want to remove from the right? You can do that too. So there is a R strip in this case. As you can see, it removed this one right here. Okay, so if I move my mouse and if I cursor over there, you can see it's not going anymore further. It's not selecting anymore. Over here, you see selecting. Now, what about this right here? If I go this way, you can see it selects it right here. Okay, so this way you can remove left and right string. What if you want to remove both this empty spaces from left and right? So there is a s.strip method that's going to remove empty space both from the left and right. In this case, again, if you type length, you can calculate the length of this just to be sure. It has removed the len removed the empty spaces. When you run this, you can see 14 because these two, and this one is gone. So 17 minus 3 is 14. Okay. All right. So this way you can remove empty spaces from the beginning, from the left, from the right, and both left and right together. So let's say you want to capitalize everything. So what capital this inbuilt function, what capitalize does, it converts the first character to uppercase. Okay, this is important, and the rest to lowercase. So if I run this, you can see it converted just the first character to uppercase and everything became lowercase. You see this is OL was capital, it turned into smaller case. P is small, it turned into uppercase. So this is called capitalize. Look at this title. What title does is gonna every single word, okay, the first letter of every single word is gonna make it capital. You see, P is capital, I is capital, C is capital, L is capital, H is capital, everything is gonna get capital. Rest of the words, they're gonna be rest of the characters in the word, they'll become lowercase. As you can see over here, your OOL, everything has turned lowercase right here. Okay. Then there is a inbuilt method called ends with, very helpful. So let's say you have a text example.csv, and you want to check, does this file ends with .csv? Sometimes you have a file name and maybe you want to check if it's a CSV file, Excel file, text file, what type of file with it is it. So you can use this little ends with the inbuilt method. So in this case, it prints true because it does end with CSV. What if I type CST maybe? Instead of just I'm just picking up some numbers, CST. As you type, it's going to print false because CST does not exist. All right, go back to CSV, run this, and great. Now this another inbuilt method called partition, very helpful. So this actually what it does is splits your string at the first occurrence of your separator into a three tuple. So it's going to be before, sep, and after. This will be a three tuple. So let's say this is your text, right? Email@example.com, and you call text.inbuilt function partition, and you specify your separator. My separator is at the rate of. So what it's going to do is, let me just run this. So you'll see it's going to print a three tuple. It's going to print your character before the separator, email, okay. Then it's going to print the separator right here, and then it's going to print the character after the separator and after the separator. What if I do this thing, instead of saying separator, I just put E. If I put E, it's going to print this whole thing first, then it's going to put dot, and then it's going to print com. So let me run this, and as you can see, it prints the whole thing first. Okay, this is my first character right here before the partition. Then it printed the separator. Then it printed the element after the partition. This right here. Okay, then you have sometimes you have to split a data by delimiter or separators. You can do that too. So let's say this is a message given to me like this, okay, and you can actually split this. There's an inbuilt method called split. You specify your separator. It's going to take the string and it's going to split this based on that separator right here, and it's going to convert that into, actually it's going to return a list over here. So in this case, I'm taking this message right here, I'm splitting based on the comma, and as you can see, it splitted this whole string into a sequence of into different characters, and into a list, actually a list of characters. So 2025 08 23, right? That's your first one. Then there is a comma, okay, split over there. Then it's a ash. Then there's a comma, and 34, comma, 00, and so on and so forth. Well, you can also split based on a semicolon. Doesn't have to be a comma, because sometimes your data, okay, may contain a comma in it. For example, this, maybe it means the user meant 34,000, okay? So you know how we write 34,000, we put 34 comma 1000. So maybe that's what the user means. So over here you can use semicolon. So I'm splitting based on the semicolon, and as you can see, it prints out exactly same thing, except now this 34,000, the comma is going to be part of that. Okay, it's not going to split based on the comma. Okay, you cannot add numeric types to strings. So for example, let's say my a equal to 7 is a string and my b equal to 5. If I do result equal to a plus b, it's going to give me an error, okay, because this is a string and this is an integer. You cannot add a string to an integer. Wrong. Okay. All right. How about multiplying a string by a number? What do you think? Well, the answer is yes, you can. So let's say this is my string 773, and my b equal to 5. If I say result equal to a times b, what's going to happen? It's going to give you string repetition. So when I run this, you're going to see 773 repeated 5 times. So 773, 7732, 7733, 4, 5, 5 times over here. Okay. So this way, one of the interesting application of this would be data. So let's say you can create some data. Let's say you type Jerry, okay, is happy. Okay, and then yeah, happy, and then that's it. Then you can actually print this Jerry is happy. Like you see, it just generated data right there. You can make it like 50 maybe. Hit 50, and now it generated Jerry is happy. So you can generate some fake data for some testing purposes really quick like this. Okay, now, string is immutable. So just want to show you, remember in the beginning I said string is immutable. So let's verify that. So let's say this is my string republic. I want to change one of the characters. Let's say I want to change the 0, the element at index 0, or I want to change to Z. And when I try to do that, I get this message. String object does not support item assignment. So in other words, you cannot change the elements of a string. Once you define it, it stays like that. This is called immutable. Thank you, students.